which will be a private channel. Nothing we're saying is really all that spectacularly private. If you don't want to be recorded, now's your opportunity to abandon the call. There's somebody else. Great. Okay, so welcome everybody. My name is Matt Byers. I am the chair of the Maryland Forward Party, and this is our July 11th meeting. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Just wanted to introduce everybody to the board. Those of you, I see a lot of new faces tonight, which is great. Hopefully you'll be enthralled with the work that we've been doing, and you'll want to get involved and dive right in. So very quickly, we're going to go through each of the board members. I'm Matt Byers. I'm the chair. I've been the chair for a couple of months now, and helped us get through the process of getting our nonprofit status and getting all our paperwork filled out, the affiliation agreement with National, bylaws, all that kind of good stuff, just to get us started. And I think I've been at most of the events. Brandon?
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, Matt's been great. The whole board's been great. I'm our vice chair. I'm in Germantown, Montgomery County. I just want to say, when I got involved, the Forward Party really drew me in. I just feel like our political system needs significant change to secure our country, and the Forward Party's ideas for focusing on solutions, good human values, just make so much sense to me. When I got involved, there was a lot I didn't know about organizing. There's still a lot that I can learn, but the longer I've been here, working with this team, meeting new members, talking with supporters, talking to people at events, it's been great. And the longer I've been involved, the more convinced I am that this is needed. And I just want to let everybody know that if you get involved, not only are you going to help this movement, there's a lot you can gain personally too. So just want to say that and let someone else go. Thanks a lot for being here, everybody.
Thanks, Brandon. Shiv's not here tonight. Shiv Gupta is our treasurer. He's another member of the board. He couldn't make it this evening. Involved with us since the beginning, and he's been great. Work's taken him away lately, and so he's not here this evening. So I'll remind everybody on the board to try to keep it to a minute or so that we can just get through this and get on to the next part. Matt, you want to go next? Hines?
Yeah, my name is Matt Hines. I am our ballot access director, so I am basically in charge of our signature collection process. Please sign the petition if you have not already. You can do so in person at an event with us, where you can come meet us and get to know the team better in person, or you can fill it out online and mail it to us. If you have any questions about that, I'll make sure my email's in the chat at some point in this, but very happy to be involved and looking forward to getting to know everybody.
Cool. Thanks, Hines. And we refer to him as Hines and me as Byers because there's otherwise two Matts and we get confused otherwise. Mike?
Hi, my name is Michael Laughlin. I'm in Severn Park in Anne Arundel County. Just kind of joined forward because felt politically homeless for a long time. Was on the ranked choice voting bandwagon for a good couple of years, decade before Forward started. But then once Andrea kind of took up the flag, I hopped on board. And it's been a great learning curve, and everyone I've met that's been involved in this has been exceptionally awesome at what they do. We're trying new things. It's we're one thing after another.
Thanks, Mike. And the next two folks on the list are our newest directors. They joined us about a couple of weeks ago as directors. They've been active before that. And so I'll let them introduce.
Yeah, I'll go real quick. EJ Beninati. I think what I'm most excited for right now, what I've been frustrated with, is the perpetual stalemate that our country's been in. I think the values that Forward is bringing to the table are values that I align with personally, and I think it could help be the tipping point to help move the country and our local communities in a positive direction. In Baltimore, we're looking right now to kind of build and expand our network here. So that's kind of an active movement that we're doing right now, is building that network here.
Thanks, PJ. John?
And I'm John Caves. I'm from Brunswick, or live in Brunswick now, originally born and raised in Germantown. Brunswick, for those who don't know, is a relatively small city in Frederick County on the border with Washington County. And I've been get involved in Forward. I've been convinced for a while about the need for a new political force, but what got me into Forward was the fact that Forward actually had a plan to build something from the ground up, and that it wanted to ask me not just for my money, but for my time to actually get involved and help build this. And doing so has not only been satisfying to see what we've built, but it's also just been fun. With a great group of people who I enjoy getting out there and volunteering with. So if any of you are in Frederick County or points west and want to get involved in that way too, happy to get your experience started here. I'll put my email in the chat.
Thanks, John. And the last guy on the list is not a member of the board yet, but is certainly one of our crucial leadership members. And I'll let him tell you all about himself. Pete?
All right. I noticed that you put "yet" on the end of that, so I guess it's coming my way. So my name is Pete Oliver Kruger. I am the head of the Policies Committee, and I'm from Glendale, over in PG County, over on the east side of the Beltway, so a little bit further from the rest of these folks. And basically what that kind of means for Policy Committee Chair gets down to the fact that one of the nice things about the National Party is they are not dictating all of these different things that you must, like some of the other parties, which really locks people down. So instead, it's more about an idea of solving problems. And so one of the things that I do with the Policy Committee here is to sort of help to fashion out the way that we can do this. How can we provide some guidance to candidates without pinning them down to having to do exact things, so that we have more of a chance for great ideas to come from anywhere and to be able to really solve problems instead of just deliver on policy. Because for me, that's the whole point. That's why I'm here, so we can solve problems instead of make problems.
Thanks, Pete. All right, moving on. We're going to do something that we haven't done yet. It's going to be a little bit different, and we're going to need all your help with this. So we want everybody to say why you're here, what brought you to Forward, what problems are important to you. Do you have anything you want to see us do, any events you want to see us hold, and any other open questions? And the only thing we're going to ask is that everybody tries to limit it to about 3 minutes a person so that everybody gets a chance to talk. We have a whole bunch of slides beyond this for filling you in on all that we're doing and what's going on, but, well, not a whole bunch, but anyway. But we want to give everybody a chance to talk to each other and to hear everybody else's stories, because this party is about the people, not about the politics, right? I mean, so anyway, what I'm going to ask is raise your hand and I'll call on you. There's a little hand button down at the bottom of your screen. That way we get an order of people and everybody's not trying to talk over everybody else. And then go. Nick, you're up first.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Well, I think my reasons for being here are pretty simple. I've always had sort of a passing interest in voting systems, which has sort of led to a pretty deeply held conviction that plurality voting isn't the best way we could be voting here in America. In addition, I've spent a lot of time in Europe. And I've sort of got used to the idea of multi-party democracies and some of the benefits that brings. I feel as though the duopoly that we have in the U.S. is also not a positive thing for our democracy. And having recently become familiar with the Forward Party and what you guys are for, it seems like a lot of your positions align with mine. So I'm excited to be here and excited to find out how I can help.
Cool. Rajan, did I pronounce that correctly?
That's fine. Rajan is better.
Rajan.
The reason I'm here and with Forward, and with the first time I saw it, I immediately signed up, was because, as I guess it was Brandon who mentioned, that we have a broken system where the two parties are, the country is really in the middle. It's not in either extreme. And everywhere we find people are in extreme and things are not moving forward. And my hope is that through the Forward Party, we can get about 10 or so congressmen elected in Congress, so that when the party is split over there, the 10 can make a difference to bring the country to the center. So that is my thought, that if the Forward Party can go forward. Speaking for myself and my availability, I am not no more in the income earning world. So, but on the other hand, I run a nonprofit as a volunteer called Life in Yoga Institute. So we do something that nobody else in the world does, in the sense, for people who have chronic illness, incurable illness, we are able to actually cure them. And so we use certain scientific techniques called electrophotonic imaging and Metatron technology and things. And we use simple lifestyle things like breathing and meditation techniques, sound vibrations to heal people. And we conduct free yoga sessions, which are chair-based yoga session with breathing and meditation every day. And one of which just completed, that began at 5:30 and went till 7, which happens every day, 7 days a week. And number of people from around the country participate. So we have a platform of probably 2,000 people or more who are working with us continuously. And once we are at a point where, by the way, I'm so busy, I really don't have time for events and things. We conduct seminars and retreats and things like that all over the country. And I travel quite a bit in different places. So once there is enough momentum to bring this to a larger group around the country or whatever, I can use my connections to do that. But personally, I'm very, very busy. So anything I can do online, I can be of greater help.
Perfect. Thanks, Rajan. And you can spread the message all you want across your network. Forward is a nationwide movement, and they can find Forward Movement at the moment. Let's move on to Bill. Bill, you're on mute. Oh, no, you're not on mute, but we can't hear you. Okay, we'll come back to you, Bill. Poke?
Yes, hi. My name is Dylan Kent, and I'm a member of the Texas Forward Party. Now, you're probably wondering what a Texan is doing on a Maryland Forward Party discussion, and that's because for one simple reason, and that's because just like my state of Texas, I'm acutely aware that Maryland is also a part of the Battleground 12, and what I have recently decided to do, just to be more involved with the party nationally, is to try to see where other states are and the progress that they've made, and if given the opportunity to share where my state is at and the progress that we have made. I personally joined Forward back in 2022, right around September, when the leadership came to Houston. I actually attended that event with my mother, and I just knew this was my party. I finally found a home, because I personally have never identified with either of the two major parties. And I also know that our democracy is unfortunately constantly under attack in recent years. And I just want to be able to make a difference. And as one who is 19 years old, I hope to be an inspiration to a lot of impressionable young people like myself to get involved in the electoral process and to try to restore our democracy. Because unfortunately, I came to the conclusion that it just doesn't seem like we are getting anywhere with either of the duopoly parties. And the problems that are important to me personally are just making sure that our democracy is secured, implementing these electoral reforms like ranked choice voting, open nonpartisan primaries, and other reforms that are currently being explored and talked about by our party, and to try to just kind of restore common sense to government and just give the people a chance to get their voices to be heard and to try to move forward for the good of this country. I appreciate this opportunity to speak, and I look forward to what the rest of the meeting has to offer. Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much, Dylan. Bill, are you are we able to hear you now? Afraid not.
I messaged him. I'm not sure if he sees the in-call messages, but
Oh, yeah. Okay. Steve?
Yes, hi. I'm in a tough situation. My wife is attending a meeting at 7:30 and we'll be speaking. So at 7:30, I'm going to mute myself so that we don't have to listen to her meeting. I got into Forward Party because of I'm an advocate of the 3 reforms that we're going to talk about tomorrow at the book club. Open primaries, final 5, and ranked choice voting. And I feel very strongly that this is the salvation of our democracy, and without it, we may fail. So I'm also involved in Adam Kinzinger's group Country First, and in No Labels, which is as a national objective, but not local like Forward does. So I'm very much in favor of everything Forward is doing, and you have my support.
Thanks, Steve. Bill, you sorted things yet? Not yet. Dave?
Hi, yeah, I'm Dave Brown from Carroll County. What brought me here is concern about our democracy. I can remember the times when it wasn't like this. Another thing is I've been following Andrew Yang for many years now, listened to a ton of podcasts he's been on, and also listened to his podcast. And I also read his book recently, and he just makes more sense to me than all the other politicians combined. And I was retired recently and looking for some way to improve things. Getting tired of watching the evening news, shaking my head in frustration, and throwing my shoe at the TV. So I wanted a different outlet of all that energy. So I'm just happy to be here, and it feels good to at least try and make a difference. And I truly believe in the Forward Party, and hopefully they can improve our country. That's it.
Thanks so much, Dave. Ahmed? Or Ahmed? I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Yeah, you pronounce it right. I was a part of Andrew Yang when he was running for president in 2016. Everything he speaks on his campaign as well as on the debates resonate with my personal life and the political environment I live in. So even now, whatever he speaks and the movement around Forward is the reality of bringing democracy back to America. I have a feeling that democracy is dying in front of our eyes. The basic principles of democracy are dying. And then the 2 parties are the reason behind those, because they turn politics into a dirty game, a dirty fight, rather than working for the people. So that's why I'm here with this Forward, just changing the political environment, starting locally, and then make it a national movement. So that's why I'm here. I'll be happy to follow up or help in any way I can, besides dealing with my personal issues. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Ahmed. And is anybody else getting an echo?
Yeah, a little bit. I think somebody may need to mute.
Okay.
I think you.
Is the echo gone?
It's gone.
Oh, good. Speak yet? Okay, let's move on to Jennifer.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer. curiosity brought me here. I read an article in the Post this weekend about the Forward Party, and it was the first time I was intrigued. I resonated with some of the things that were written, and I thought I'd reach out and see what I could learn more about the Forward Party. My first impression, it's a sigh of relief and hope that I and others can actually do something to mitigate. Mitigate is not the right word. Change, influence, protect, our country, basically. And the problems that are important to me, first of all, it's the state of our democracy. It's the climate, the environment, climate situation, rights that are being changed rapidly. And any event suggestions, I'm open. I've already downloaded the petition and I'm circulating it amongst my friends, getting signatures. So here I am. Thank you.
That's wonderful, Jennifer. Thank you. And thanks for stepping right up there. Let's move on to Lara.
Hi, can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, I have weird headphones, so just checking. So I'm here to listen and learn about what the Forward Party is all about. I've read about it for a while, heard about it from some colleagues. I would say I agree with what a lot of people said on the call so far about the two-party system not working out for us, lack of progress. I work on the Hill in environmental policy, and I see that daily. In the last election, I had two candidates whose qualities, their character standards were not up to my standards for a president of the United States, and I had no other choice but to vote third party. And I saw Democrats taking third party, like Green Party, off of the ballot in some other states, and just that's not cool. I don't like those abuses of power. I've seen, the Democrats on the Hill thinking they own environmentalists and that we work for them instead of the other way around, and that it just doesn't align with my values. So problems that are important to me are, checks and balances, term limits, a lot of the things that I've seen on the platform already. I am really concerned about the courts and the bias in the Supreme Court, but just like the courts across the country, there's not being enough checks and balances and enough citizen insights into our judges and just the way the courts are working. Event suggestions, I'm not sure. I see the comment about not having women on the call, and I did notice that. I was a little worried there. So maybe some events where we could, have women front and center, and maybe like recruit or meet more women, or maybe have like women run events to kind of ask some of these questions. Maybe state fair or county fair, having a booth there, or having a social or something like that, where people can just kind of, see what's behind, like have face-to-face meetings and see what people are about would be a good idea. No open questions at this time.
Great. Thanks, Lara. You have some great thoughts, and it's running along the similar lines to what we are. And I think there was a comment in the chat about happy to see women on the call. Two people mentioned that, and yes, we are extremely happy to see women on the call. We've been we've had a difficult time getting people involved, and so we're happy to see more people involved so that it balances out. Let's move on to Michael.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
perfectly.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Well, thank you. And I also am glad to see Laura and Jennifer, because I didn't see that at first, and I was worried. So I love the suggestions that you gave. I think just like everybody else, I'm here looking for hope. I believe that the RNC and the DNC and the problems that they have with each other is the greatest challenge our nation faces in this age. I think that as the world accelerates and goes faster and faster, if we don't have leadership at every level of government, we're going to, and I don't mean leadership in political rhetoric and gimmickry, but leadership in organizations that are there to get the job done and move forward, then we're going to have a hard time as a society. So this is my first Forward Party event. I'm loving what I'm hearing. Just wanted to hear how we can band together and bring some sanity and action here in the state of Maryland. So thank you, and I'm already inspired by everybody's words.
That's great. Thank you, Michael. And we're going to get to some of that in just a second. I just want to check in with Bill and see if he's able to speak now, or if still not hearing anything. Okay. Anybody else want to introduce themselves, talk before we move on to the next section? Michael?
Hey, I'm out in Bowie, I guess near Pete, who's in Glendale. I'm in local office in Bowie. I'm a pretty unapologetic Democrat, but there's not really much of a competition, out where we are. And so I think a movement that's kind of interested in good government type work is really helpful in a place like Maryland and in a place like Prince George's. I'm very happy to connect you guys to Prince George's County related stuff if you're looking for events. A lot of the towns in our area are always doing things. Crofton's pretty busy, Bowie's busy, Iceville, College Park, Cheverly, there's always stuff going on, especially in the summer. But just want to introduce myself and get to know folks a little bit better, and I'm curious to see how things go.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you joining the call, and yeah, we'd be absolutely thrilled to talk to you offline about your connections and events that are going on in PG County and how we can get involved in some of that. So please send us an email or drop us your email in Discord or something like that. Cool. Anybody else? All right, so I'm going to move on to the next section and get to some of the stuff that we've been doing. So since our last meeting, which was June 13th, I think, while I was away, we did a book club. We did Let Them Eat Tweets on the 14th. We did Frederick Pride on the 24th of June, 225 signatures. We did Baltimore Pride on June 25th. PJ got 95 signatures on his own. He's like a machine. We did Hagerstown just this on July 8th. We got 84 signatures. Thanks, Dave, for coming out with that one for the first time. We've had meetings with mayoral and city council candidates. No disclosures of names at this point. We've also met with Maryland and West Virginia, ranked choice voting organizations, Florida and National Forward organizations, Strong Towns, Braver Angels Convention. Brandon and Pete went to that this past weekend. We've had a conversation with a potential federal candidate. And as I alluded to at the beginning of the call, we finalized our nonprofit status, and our bank account should be set up on Thursday with any luck. So that'll be really good. So I want to highlight some of the volunteers that have been involved in all this, because obviously I'm not doing this on my own. I want to call out Dave Brown, our brand new webmaster. Sent me his petition in the mail on Friday, and I called him on the phone because he sent a nice little note, and he came out to the event the next day And if you go look at the blog, you can see exactly the amount of fun that he had because he was having a great day that day. Sorry, somebody's trying to come in. Thanks. So Dave, thanks. Welcome. And he's going to take over some of the responsibilities from Mike, who has been overwhelmed with Webmaster and other stuff. Ben Smith, awesome database help, comes out to a lot of our events, sits there with his thumbs going on the phone, entering signature petition or petitions, whatever, information into our system, talks to people, always helpful. Thanks very much. Andrew Ferry, also a signature collector and helping out with database. Steve Knox, you did some signature collecting for us. Thank you. Arnold Sherman, doing signature collection and book club. Couldn't do book club without your help there. Thank you. Kerman Bradford came out for signature collection. Zach Blanchard came out for signature collection. Ellen Marble is our Carroll County coordinator. And then there's a couple of interesting upcoming volunteers. Some of them you may recognize on there. Erica Burge out in Cecil County. I'm hoping to get her involved. Nicholas Salmons, who should still be on this call, and Ed Gignac, who should also be on this call. We'll let you know what jobs they're gonna have in the future, but they are up and coming volunteers. There's also a bunch of space here for your name. So, you want your name here? Let us know how you'd like to volunteer. Things we got coming up. Book club on July 11th. That's tomorrow. It's on the website. You can check it out. Beer with the Chair. I'll be in Frederick at Brewers Alley on Thursday evening. Thursday noonish or so, Mike's going to be in Severna Park for coffee and chat. We have a statewide meeting next August 8th. We got Greenbelt Labor Day Festival set up for September 2nd. As you can see, there's kind of a big gap there between July 13th and August 8th, and then a whole nother month until September 2nd. So we need some more events. We need some ideas. Can you make our list bigger? Can you host your own event? There's instructions on the website as to how to think about that. And one idea that I want to throw out there is, does anybody want a picnic? We can talk about that. We have been busy with the website. Just want to blow through these slides and let everybody see all this before we run out of time, and then we can talk at the end. We put up a past events page. Some of you may have noticed that the events, when they were passed, disappeared off of the page, so now they're visible again. We moved some stuff around on the site so the blogs and the events are a little higher, easier to find. We're going to put up some board member photos and bios. We'll put up some county-specific pages. Would really like to know what you want to see on the website. If there's something not on the website and you want to see it, let us know. You can always send us an email or find us on Discord. Current stats. A lot of people want to know where we are in stuff. We've got 756 signatures. I think I've got another 4 sitting on my desk here, so make that 760. We need to get to 17,500 because, of course, they're going to try to throw out a bunch of them. So our minimum number is 10,000. We want to aim way above that so that we make sure that we hit it. We got 7 boards.
What is the date that those signatures are needed by?
Thank you, Jennifer. Excellent question. The answer to that is 2 years from April 22nd of this year. But that is really an insufficient time because although they give us plenty of time to do that, we want to be able to run candidates next fall. And to be able to run candidates next fall, they have to meet the filing date. So we're trying to make that by the end of this year. So that's our goal. And then we can select candidates for various positions and get them registered with the Board of Elections and get them on the ballot.
This is only for the state of Maryland?
Yes, only for the state of Maryland. This is the Maryland Forward Party. Each state.
All a person has to do is go and register at the Forward Party website?
If you go to for the petition, you can either find us at one of the events that we're holding, or you can go to the website, marylandforwardparty.com, and there's a button at the top that says petition. You can download that. There's instructions on how to fill it out. If you have any questions or have difficulty filling it out, email us. Let us know. We'll help you out.
Excellent. I'll try to get a few hundred of them.
That'd be great. It has to be Maryland residents, though, and registered Maryland voters.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, wonderful. The instructions are all in there. We have 7 board members at the moment. We have 1 committee member, that would be Pete. We have 362 volunteers listed in our database, but only about 20 of those are active. So we need some more people to step up to the plate and come over to that active list. Most of these are people that were on the national site that listed themselves as volunteers, but then haven't materialized. We've raised $194 for July. This is kind of a paltry sum. Every event takes money. Every thing that we want to do takes money. It takes money to print pamphlets. It takes money to make buttons. You see the buttons on the table there. We made those buttons ourselves, and we paid for them out of our funds. And we bought the tent with our funds and all that kind of good stuff. All that, getting out there. We're not making any money off of this. I'm not saying that any of us are getting a salary, but all the stuff that we want to do takes money. And so my ask today would be to each and every one of you, go onto the website, hit the donate button, hit the recurring button, and do at least $10 a piece per month. That would be my ask. If you can do $20 a month, great. Whatever you can afford, but we really need the money coming in so that we can continue to do events and so we can plan bigger events and grow. Because without that, we're not going to grow. Sorry. Fat fingers. We have about 50 open positions for volunteers. So just a few of those. We need a fundraising chair. We need a communications director. We need 20 different county leads for the various counties that we have. We need an outreach captain. We need visual content specialist, a blogger, a newsletter editor, a book club captain, candidate recruiter, 23 signature collection captains, 1 for each of the counties that we have. So there's lots of positions out there for people, and we need your help. So think about volunteering for a position. And if you're not sure what any of those are, ask us. We'll help you. We'll explain it to you. If you're not sure about how much time is involved, it's really as much time as you can afford. We ask a certain amount, but we also know that people have lives and families and jobs, as do the rest of us. And so the board members you see in front of you are doing all of this in their volunteer time, which is pretty all-consuming from our point of view, but that's okay. We do it because we love it. Communications and petition. You can find us on Facebook, Forward Party Maryland. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram. We're on Threads now. Nicholas does not like one of those. Sorry, Nicholas.
I'm sorry. That was a bad emote. I apologize.
Okay, fair enough. And then Rajan, like I said, the petition can be downloaded on the website, and there's the direct link for it. You can go to marylandforwardparty.com/petition.
I already got that. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Glad it's as easy as I said it was. How can you help? Think about who you know that is run or should run for office. Consider running yourself. Michael and Estev. I'll have to learn how to pronounce his name correctly, but very interested in talking to you about where you are in politics at the moment. You guys can sign the party petition. You can sign it yourself, and you can pass it around to your friends and your family and anybody else you like to. And you can serve as what's called the circulator on the petition. So the bottom part of the petition is a signature. Anybody over 18 can serve as the circulator. You get all your friends and family to sign it, and you sign that bottom part multiple times. Real simple and easy. And then you mail them in to me. And my address is on the form, so it's hard to miss. You can sign up for Discord. So on, that's the forwardparty.com Discord instructions tips. I think that's the right link, right, guys? But yeah, double check that for me. Thanks, Brandon. Discord is how we're doing most of our communication on a regular basis. So if you're not on Discord, you're probably not in the know on a regular basis. We are posting to the Maryland channel regularly. It is the way for us to stay internally communicating. So please get on Discord. Donate. That's another way you can help. Go to the site, click on the volunteer openings. And then if you have candidate suggestions, you can also provide those. Looks like John has his hand up. Go, John.
Just some context, since not everyone may be familiar with what Discord is. It's an online message board, and it has Forward at both the national level and various state levels has its own, board within the larger Discord site. But we also have a Maryland specific section of it dedicated entirely to Maryland forward party issues. And we have a number of channels within that board, which are sort of like the unique little boards where we talk about, particular topics. So very much worth signing on there. It's probably the best way to stay in the loop.
Thanks, John. Thanks for emphasizing that. And some of you may have heard of Discord. That was the system that the National Air Guardman in, what was it, Connecticut used to
spread all those secrets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't going to go there, but we're not going to use it for that. We don't have any secrets.
We're not using it for that purpose. We're using it for the purpose it was designed for. Actually, it was designed as a gaming platform, but we're using it for communication within our team. All right. So we want to hear from you. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, Matt, just a quick question. I'm scanning over the website right now, and I'm just looking for a link to the Discord channel. I'm not sure if we have one.
Yeah, we don't have one on our site. It's actually www.forwardparty.com. So the main site /Discord_instructions_tips.
Okay, thank you.
You know what? Let me
actually, I just posted it in the chat, but also that doesn't have a link to the Discord. Let me look it up and I'll post it in the chat.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Slides are need a little work. Sorry about that. But thanks, Mike. We do want to hear from you. So email us, maryland@forwardparty.com. Pretty simple email. And our website is www.marylandforwardparty.com. And then last but not least, hot off the press, and there's a QR code for you right there that you can put your phone up to the screen. We have put out the store, the merch store. So we have all these things are custom print to order. So there's no expense for us as a party ahead of time, which is really great. And so we've got a hoodie, we've got a license plate frame if you want to show off your forward self as you're driving around, round vinyl stickers, women's short sleeve tee, a hat, polo that's kind of unisex, a tote bag if you like to carry, go to the grocery store and such, and men's tee. So some of the cost of this will be donated to the party, and we'll be keeping track of all that in our nation builder so that we know how much comes in as donations and how much was just the cost of the item. So they may seem a little bit more expensive than you and purchase away. And I think that's all I had today. So I think we'll open up the floor to concerns.
Hey, Matt, just one quick FYI before I ask my question. I think your mic's cutting out just a little bit. We're missing a tiny bit of what you're saying. But my question was whether you have pins on this wonderful merch site of yours. And if not, can we get pins?
Yes, you can show up to an event and get pins. We have a ton of pins.
Awesome.
We have the Pride pins left over still, and we've got some of these pins that kind of look like this round vinyl sticker at the moment. We don't have the pins on the merch site because you have to order them in batches, and so you order them by like 500 or more, and these particular things are print to order.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Oh, thank you. And we just put this up today. I mean, it went up like,
Here's what they look like. Let's see if anyone can see.
yep.
Looks good.
Yep. And we got a bunch of them hanging around. So you show up to an event and we'll give you some. Not a problem.
Yeah, I
All right.
imagine those are probably popular at signature tables.
Give them out like candy. Yes, Dylan.
Hey again, guys. So I noticed earlier in the call how somebody had said that there wasn't a whole lot of women in the call. I think to reach out to maybe some female independent voters who are tired of the two-party duopoly system. And I know I'm not a part of the Maryland Forward Party, but I think maybe getting in contact with maybe a women's group to maybe attract just more attention to the party, get us more recruits, just be able to have people to sign that petition to make sure that y'all's candidates are on the ballot in your state, I think would be pretty crucial. We're actually doing some events here in Texas, I believe, to try to get more people on the ballot. I'm actually looking to host an event myself in my hometown of League City, Texas, which is right in between Houston and Galveston, roughly. So yeah, but I just wanted to throw that out there. And unfortunately, I am going to have to say goodbye now, but I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to speak. It was a pleasure meeting everybody. And I hope to hear from everybody again very soon. So everybody have a great rest of your evening.
Thanks, Dylan.
All right, no problem, guys.
I have a quick question for you. Oh, he's gone. Okay. We have a lot of connections in Texas, so, and particularly the Houston area where he is in. And if he wants signatures there, I can, for petition, I can do that for him.
Really? Well, that's wonderful, Rajan. I really appreciate that. Definitely. Do you have a Twitter or do you have Instagram?
No, I am very bad with social media, but I do have an email. And let me put my email on the chat box and just send it to me. Actually, okay, here it is. I'm sending it in. 1 second.
I will make sure to take a screenshot of that. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Roshan.
Yeah, and also kind of I was gonna say to that point too, we are definitely focusing on trying to get in contact with League of Women Voters because they are very much aligned with our redistricting stuff, but it's one of those cold calling and everything else is very much an issue. We don't want to essentially show up to their offices to try and get in contact. But yeah, we're trying every avenue that we can think of.
Got it. Well, I'll see everybody later. Hope everybody has a great rest of their evening. Rajan, I'll be making sure to email you very soon. Thanks a lot, everybody. Good luck.
Thank you. See you then. See you
Thanks.
all. Bye-bye.
All right. Floor is open to anybody else that wants to ask a question or say something. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, I posted in the message board too. Tomorrow night's book for the book club is The Politics Industry. If you haven't read the book, you can still show up. We're gonna talk about that. If you're not able to join, it's a great book. It really lays the foundation for some of the innovations that Ford is supporting. Just really good book overall. So just wanted to point that out. The Politics Industry.
Could you put that in the chat, please? The title?
Yes, I think I did halfway through, but I can, yeah,
Okay.
I can add it again.
I think that book is the foundation of everything we're doing. If we don't get those 3 reforms that she advocates, I think we won't make it.
And Nicholas, Mike put the Discord link to just join
I
in
saw
the
that.
chat.
Thank
Cool.
you so much.
Cool. And that's there for other people too.
I could actually ask another quick question. again, this relates to the Maryland website. I'm curious whether there's contact information for for you and I guess other heads of the party.
Yeah, we all monitor the Maryland Forward Party at gmail.com.
Okay.
Or Maryland Forward Party, Maryland, what is it?
It's
Maryland at forwardparty.com.
That's it. That's it.
I see. So we don't list out sort of individual websites for folks, email addresses for people.
We try not to, but of course I will email you back from my personal email, which is byersfwd@gmail.com, and Brandon will email you back from his, and Heinz will email you back from his, and what have you. So you'll get them that way. But yeah, just a general email gets to all of us, and that way, we're all kind of aware of it, and we keep it in one location and can find it again.
Yeah, I really personally like Discord as a means to, I guess, reach out to people. However, at the same time, that might be a result of the fact that I've played a few computer games in the past. So I wonder about people who may be a little bit less, capable with that platform, perhaps, and how they can reach out to people.
It's not really all that much different from Teams or Slack or any of that kind of stuff. So, it's pretty easy to get used to it pretty quickly. And you can get it on your phone, you can get it on your desktop, whether you have Android or iPhone or a PC or a Mac, all of it is available. So.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah, PJ, go ahead.
Just wanted to do another quick shout out. We are kind of in the throes of starting to reach out to potential candidates right now across the state. People who are new to politics, people who are already working within politics right now, or elected officials that we could start to align with on the value system, and also just leaders in our communities. If you know people who are leaders of community groups, it's the more we can talk about it, the more we can set up quick meet and greet meetings. That's kind of how we're going to start to expand this network. So if you have any of those connections or know anybody who might have questions, feel free to connect us.
Go ahead, Heinz.
Just wanted to follow up on PJ's note. One thing to keep in mind, if you're kind of thinking through your head that, one of your local city council members or county council members or any political, elected official that you're thinking of that might be aligned with us, we're not necessarily asking them to change their party registration. That would be a huge ask. And right now they wouldn't even be able to do it because we don't have official party status. So we are expecting to have a number of what we're calling affiliates, and what's being called across the country and with different states and forward are affiliates. So there are a number of people who already have aligned publicly and many more who are going to do so in the future that are coming out as forward Democrats or forward Republicans. And that's basically their way of staying on the ballot, staying relevant in their elections, not, throwing away that ballot access, but also saying, hey, I'm in line with these values. I'm here for common sense. I'm here for functioning democracy. And that way we're able to kind of work together and it's the best of both worlds. Obviously we want to have official party status as soon as possible and run full forward candidates, but for the time being, don't think that we're necessarily just trying to pull people away from one party or the other as you're thinking about candidates. So as long as they're aligned, it's always worth a conversation.
Absolutely. Nick?
Yeah, I think Matt actually just answered my question. I was just going to ask as a follow-up to PJ, if presumably if we don't have these signatures before the next election, then somebody would not be able to list themselves on a ballot as a forward party candidate. But it sounds like Matt would say they're forward affiliated rather than full forward. That's awesome.
Yep, that's exactly correct, which is why we're trying to get signatures so that we can actually run candidates. Arnie asks about 501c3s and talking to them. because of the restrictions for talking to political groups. I don't have a really good answer to that right now. I think we could probably try to do some research. Mike, do you have a comment?
Well, I was going to say, currently as it stands, we're just a 501c4, so we're a nonprofit, essentially political action committee. So we, for the current time being, so, they can talk with us all they like. We can have lots of discussions with that. I know from their perspective, they can't say that they, tell people to go vote for anybody or anything like that. But, it's one of those two. We'd, if they have a specific issue or something that aligns with us, we'll be happy to kind of host an event with them and try and get their word out too, which is a little bit different.
And I think they're also allowed to invite in speakers from multiple parties, as long as they, sort of balance it out a little bit and they don't show favoritism.
This is Bill. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Bill. Yay!
Sorry for the difficulty. Just one last thought. Our neighbors in Virginia had a open primary ranked choice. If there's some lessons we can learn from that, things we can talk to about why this makes so much sense, I think that folks would be very interesting that it was done in a neighboring state.
Yep, and we are in contact with Eric down in Forward, Virginia, and that is a conversation we will be having in the future. But it's a great point. Thank you. All right, so what do you guys think of the picnic idea, since nobody's got anything else to talk about?
Matt, I would, personally, I would say a lot of that would probably have to do with time and location for me personally. So, I'm not sure if there would be a proposed time and location to do it, but I would look at that to see how enthusiastic I was, if that makes sense.
It certainly does. And yes, time and location is going to be a factor for everybody, and not everybody's going to be able to show up to everything.
One thing about a picnic is we could probably do it on the cheap a little bit. It wouldn't be too expensive.
Yes.
I would say, like Nicholas, time and location, I would suggest it be after Labor Day. And because people are out of town on vacation, et cetera, et cetera. And a centralized location, whatever that is. I don't have access to people who are registered, but some geographical location that makes sense for everybody to get to.
Cool. Great ideas. Thank you. Go, PJ.
Sorry, before we wrap up, I want to give one other plug here. We are starting to expand the use of social media. So if you are able to get on and spread the word about our social media platforms, these are networks that we're actively trying to expand right now. We're actually getting more and more connected with elected officials across the state right now and organizations across the state. But the way a lot of this works is the more people join and the more people interact with it, the more visibility you get. So we are trying to promote that as much as possible.
Right. We joined up with Threads just last week, and PJ's been instrumental in getting Instagram out there and getting it noticed. So like and retweet and rethread and whatever. All right. If there's nothing else, I will just ask you guys to please consider donating on a regular basis. I'll ask you one more time. That is my job as chair, to plug the money thing on a regular basis. I I realize it's pedantic, but this is how we get stuff done. We have to pay to get into venues. It costs us money to get into Frederick Pride. It costs us money to get into Hagerstown. It costs us money to get into Annapolis Pride. And that's great because while we were there, we met lots of people and made lots of contacts and got lots of signatures, but it costs money to do all this stuff. So please consider donating something. Appreciate all of you. Hope to hear from all of you in the very near future, and looking forward to building the Forward Party with you. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.